We are the champions of the world. After 11 years, India again lifts a World Cup trophy. T20 World Cup in Barbados with a spectacular catch from Surya, spectacular bowling from Bumrah, and brilliant batting from Virat Kohli. Lost three early wickets, but again, Akshar Patel and Virat Kohli got India back on track. And what a way to end a beautiful tournament. South Africa, I wouldn't call them chokers this time. They were just outdone. They were actually choked by Bumrah and Ashdeep in those last few overs and Surya's catch. That was absolutely brilliant. Welcome, Charbel. How does it feel?
Welcome, Nash. Whenever Australia don't win anything, it doesn't feel great. Doesn't feel safe. Doesn't feel right. But congratulations to you and all the India fans on the great win. I've just been in awe of Jasprit Bumrah
Yeah.
over the last few days or few weeks, in particular, the whole tournament. Really, what the average about 8 with an economy of 4. Took more wickets than boundaries conceded. It's stuff that script writers can only write, and it's the kind of thing where if you have a player in junior cricket that's far too good and needs to play an age or two above his age, you know, that's what Bumrah was like in this tournament. Just incredible. And as you mentioned, Kohli very good in that final. Runs for him accelerated in the final few overs, crucially.
Yes.
And also Arshdeep and Hardik Pandya as well. He's had a challenging year when it comes to cricket with all the booing and all the attention in the IPL. He came good and had a great tournament. There were calls for him to be left out of the squad. When that squad was being named, a few question marks around Rohit, around Virat. Didn't have a great tournament, but stepped up in the final, and Rohit as a captain. I think, like the 2023 ODI World Cup, he instilled a lot of belief in this squad. So,
Yeah.
yeah, man, keen to hear your thoughts on Bumrah first.
Uh,
What sort of words do you have at the moment to describe a bowler like this? It must be amazing to know that you've got 2 overs up your sleeve in the last 4 or 5 of this guy.
Greatest bowler to ever bowl a cricket ball for India. Easily.
Yes.
I mean, I know he hasn't played a lot of test matches. He hasn't played a lot of games even for India, but he's already got that legendary status. And what an absolute beast! What an absolute beast! And to just
Mm.
you know tell you the brilliance of Bumrah, I was watching the game with my mates, and I was telling them, 13th over, this has to be Bumrah. This has to be Bumrah to kill the game here because um, it was like 54 of 36 needed at the end of the 14th over. And
Yes.
so with 6 overs to go, I was like, this has to be Bumrah. They have to kill the the game here. And Miller and Klaasen were looking absolutely wonderful. And the ball goes to Akshar Patel, and I was like, come on, this can't be happening. This has to be Bumrah. And then Akshar Patel goes for 20
It was
um
24. Yeah.
24 runs of that
Mm.
over, and it was like 30 from 30. And then
Yeah.
I saw it on Cricinfo. I opened Cricinfo as well to see what the chatter was about, and it came up like it's 30 from 30. It's time for Bumrah and over too late. And I'm like, yeah, hopefully not, hopefully not.
Mm.
And that over, he gave away 4 runs to Klaasen. Klaasen was batting on 49 and Miller was batting on 14. And he gave away, Klaasen faced 5 of those balls in that over.
Mm.
He gave away only 3 runs, 4 runs to Klaasen. That
Yeah.
was absolutely mind boggling. That was absolutely
Yes.
brilliant. And that
Just
just
gave India a
sums
chance again.
exactly. That just sums up Bumrah because that after 16 overs in that over he went for 4 runs. Then the
Yeah.
over went to Hardik, and that built the pressure and the wide
Yeah.
edge from Klaasen because he felt that he had to go for that shot and he had to target
Yeah.
Hardik because he couldn't target Bumrah from the other end. And you could
Of
see
course.
the
Yeah.
sort of the cautiousness that Klaasen and Miller were batting with because when Bumrah came in that over and they were just like, okay, let's just see this through. Let's just get, maybe 5 runs, 4 runs, and a edge here and there, maybe. But absolutely, even Hardik, they couldn't get anything off
No.
Hardik, and Hardik got the runs as well, wickets as well, because that
Yeah.
over went for 4 runs. Again, Hardik with the wicket of Klaasen. Then again, Bumrah. and Bumrah was bowling to a set Miller, and then what that sensational delivery to get rid of Marco Jansen
I
through
mean,
bat and fast.
two of the best balls you'll see for his wickets on the day. I mean, that Reza Hendricks one,
Oh man,
mate.
one of the
Poor
best.
Hendricks. No one's touching that. Like,
I mean,
what a ball.
bowlers go through their careers without bowling such a ball, and
This guy
here's
this guy
Bumrah
does it
just
regularly.
casually bowling in a World Cup final in the first over, and
Oh,
that over
man.
went for 2 runs. So last 5 overs have gone for 4-4-2 with 2 wickets, and then last kudos to Arshdeep Singh as well. Absolute
Yes.
credit to him for bowling that 19th over, and it was absolutely magnificent as well because he gave away only 4 runs in that over. That
Yep.
was to
Yep.
Miller as well. He bowled, I think, 2 balls to Miller, who wasn't able to get it across. And
Mm.
one of the things I would love to point out was I was a big critic of Rohit Sharma as the captain, and I've said
Yes.
statements like he shouldn't be anywhere near the T20 setup, which I still believed in. And but he has redeemed himself. He has been a good leader, a good captain with
Mm.
good changes in
Yeah.
most of the games. There were a couple of times where things were not going India's way, and not only in the final but overall in the tournament. And the bowlers seem to sort of pull things back for India. And that's what I loved about the bowlers and the bowling attack that he had, especially the way to get rid of Quinton de Kock.
Yeah.
He tried to pull one and got a six of Ashdeep Singh, and the next ball he fell into the trap. That was absolutely brilliant and sort of brain dead from Quinton de Kock as well. So
The cock fell into that trap a few times in that tournament.
yeah,
Caught
and quite easily.
out fine leg, square leg region,
Hmm.
pulling the ball.
And then
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
end things off, I mean, that catch from Surya Kumar Yadav.
That
I
was a
mean,
special catch, man.
that was absolutely brilliant. Just to be in that moment and be aware
That's
of
clutch.
where everything is. That's absolutely
Mm.
clutch. And
It
and
is.
it's that when that happened, I was still like, okay, they still need 16 of 5, and Rabada could hit a couple.
Mm.
And then the edge goes for 4, and then I was like,
Yeah.
oh shit, this can't be happening again. Come on, this can't be happening. And but then
Yeah.
absolutely brilliant by Hardik Pandya to end things off, and he has had a difficult 6 months as well, personally, professionally, and for the next few months at least, everything just goes out of the window, and these bunch of players can absolutely enjoy what they have achieved.
Yeah, I think the booing and everything for Hardik Pandya will stop. I think I've always rated him as a cricketer, as I've said before. I think he offers a lot of balance to your team. Thought he batted very well in the tournament, and his bowling was very, very, very good. For India, they've had a problem with clutching up in big games over the last decade. This was an exception, big time. They clutched up huge in those last 5 overs where the game was there. It was looked like it was slipping away, but you always felt with the makeup of the South Africa lineup is that one wicket could get you, gets you into Marco Jansen there at 7, and even though he's a good batsman, if you can build a couple of dot balls against him, all of a sudden that pressure builds, and India managed to do that perfectly. And then Bumrah, that delivery was just extraordinary. But yeah, look, the catch from Sky, amazing. I think Rohit's captaincy, as you said, was very good. His bowling changes throughout the tournament, spot on. Because you talk about the bowlers coming through with the goods. It was against Australia as well. The Aussies were looking on track to
Mm.
potentially chase that 205 when we played you guys. But then, the use of Kuldeep Yadav and, slowing things down there in the second half of the innings and putting the chokehold on the Aussies, winning that game. Yeah, it's credit to him, and it's a good way for he and Kohli and now Jadeja as well to bow out of T20 internationals.
One thing I would like to point out, and I realized this the day after, um, this was actually the perfect way to end Virat Kohli's T20 international career, because
Mm,
there were times when all throughout his T20 international career he wasn't appreciated enough. He wasn't in the last
true.
4 years, people kept saying his role of anchor is not needed anymore. Is he going to be picked in this team or that team? And players like him
Great point.
don't contribute anything to the team anymore. And then
Mm,
come IPL 2024, we saw a brand new Virat Kohli, and we saw a resurgence of Virat Kohli, the attacking batsman, as an opener.
yeah,
And he played slog sweeps, and he played sweeps, and he took on the left arm spinners, and he took on the left arm fast bowlers. He went down the track to right arm fast bowlers, and we saw everything. And then come T20 World Cup, he went in with the same approach. We all said he has to keep opening for India. He did. He went in with the same approach. Didn't work. Here is the final. 34 for 3, India again. And Virat Kohli, the mainstay, has to do the anchor role again. And what a fitting way to end that T20
yeah,
international career, where it has
yeah.
had some brilliant innings. The Mohali innings, the 2014 World Cup final innings, and there's so many different Melbourne 2022 innings.
Melbourne for sure. Yeah,
Absolutely mind-boggling innings every
yeah,
now and then, and
yeah.
then the end has to go the Virat Kohli way.
Absolutely. And you're right. You needed that anchor role at 34 for 3 in a final because if he's out soon after, India are in big trouble. I don't know if they recover to get to the score that they do. He sort of holds it together, goes hard at the end. Man, if India lost that game, it would have been interesting to see the reaction of his innings. But I
Oh,
think overall, it was the innings that was needed. Akshar Patel played very well. I think his inclusion in the team in this World Cup was very important. Gave you that
yes.
batting depth, and for the most part, he was very good with the ball. I know he went for a bit in the final, but that can happen against Klassen. I mean, that
Yep.
guy's an amazing spin hitter. But his inclusion in the team gave India that sort of depth that you guys probably have been missing in white ball tournaments the last however many years. Your batting's been a bit short, just past the number 6, number 7 position.
Yep.
But yeah, he was very good as well. So credit to him. But yeah, good. Yeah, I agree with you. I think Virat underappreciated by some in the T20 format. His contribution in the World Cups has been amazing. This was by far, I think, his worst T20 World Cup.
Yes. Yeah. Easily.
Finishes strong and he finishes with the trophy, but he's had some great campaigns and been a
Oh,
wonderful player in the format. Yeah, yeah.
I
Bit of an
mean,
end of an era.
if you talk only about Virat Kohli, the T20 batsman, his shot against Harris Roth will define his career for me. For
Yeah,
me personally,
yeah,
there is that
yep.
Mohali innings, that absolutely clutch innings against Australia. Um, there is the 2014 final innings against Sri Lanka, but his innings against Pakistan at Melbourne, the
That was quality.
enormity of the situation, the bowler, the stadium, um the atmosphere, everything.
The position India were in that game as well. Big
Oh,
trouble, right? Yeah,
needing 28 from 8, that was absolutely
yeah,
brilliant. And
yeah,
yeah, it
yeah.
was India are going to miss him in this format. We don't know that yet. I think we'll notice that over the next year or so when we play the T20
Possibly.
format more.
Yeah, yeah. I think there's a lot to there'll be a lot to miss. There's big shoes to fill with Rohit as well when he's at his best, and those two, yeah, they're linchpins of Indian white ball cricket. But with Shubman Gill and Jaiswal, there's a lot of excitement
Yep.
now for India in T20 cricket heading into the 2026 tournament. We've got some very exciting youngsters coming through.
Mm.
That's probably something that Australia got to look at now. I've sort of mentioned in my reaction, we need to look at getting in some players that, young players, some young blood, the likes of course, Jake Fraser McGurk. We've got some white ball internationals coming up later this year. I want to see Australia blood, young players, new players into the setup.
Yep.
Um, yeah, so I want to see even, we go to Scotland. I want to see Ollie Davies get a shot. I want to see, Jake Fraser McGurk up there. I want to see different players. I want to see Tanvi Sangha.
Yep.
I want to see these guys get a taste of international cricket because, yeah, you want to keep evolving. But I think India are pretty well set when they've got talent coming through. As long as Bumrah's there, as long as Bumrah's there, India are any chance in any tournament.
There's a lot of players to fill the shoes left by Rohit Sharma, Kohli, even Jadeja. And you got Shubman Gill, you got Jaiswal, you got Rinku Singh, you got Washington Sundar.
Sunda
Um,
can be there, yeah.
there's players around the setup at the moment.
For sure. And I think if you get rid of that impact player rule in the IPL, you get more all-rounders bowling, particularly domestic talent. More of them doing more with the ball. Your Washington Sundars, Shivam Dubey,
Mm,
even Tilak Varma. I think he can
yep.
do a bit of bowling as well. You want these guys bowling at that level to be able to handle the pressure, to be able to deliver for India when they're needed. So I think that's got to be a rule that has to be removed. But I think there's more pressure now to remove that rule. That's important for India. Um, and then now attention will turn to Champions Trophy next year,
Mm,
which
50
will be
over.
interesting. The 50 over Champions Trophy. I mean, for South Africa, that is one of the biggest heartbreaks for them. I mean, it's like you had it in your hands and you had it snatched away from you once again. Particularly this one. This one they had it won. Like you need
But I think
20. What is it? 27 from 28 at one point with 6 wickets in hand. I know Bumrah, Arshdeep, and Hardik were amazing, but no matter who you're up against, that is a game that's in your hands with two set players. So,
look, I think I
but,
would.
but I don't think they're too far away.
Yeah, they're not. I mean, for all we know, Champions Trophy could be in their hands, but with it's so hard because having Bumrah in the side is a cheat code. To be honest,
It is a cheat code.
it is a
It
cheat
is.
code. Like
That's true.
you cannot get rid of that.
Mm.
It's like one of those cricket 04 games where there was a cheat code called, like, I don't know, Big Bat or something, where every ball went for
Yeah.
six. Um,
Yes.
kind of like that, and
Yeah.
he just doesn't give anything away. And
Mm.
as an Indian fan, it's so good to see that a fast bowler is
Of
sort of,
course.
we're pinning all our hopes on a fast bowler, an Indian fast bowler. It's just amazing.
Definitely India's greatest fast ball. I mean that was confirmed for quite some time for me. That just this sort of confirms it even further that this guy is your best ever fast bowler, uh, without question. If he's fit and firing in the Board Gavaskar Trophy later in the year, Australia going to have their work cut out dealing with this guy.
Look, I'll say he's best bowler. Period. Um, I know
Even among all the great spinners you've had.
we've comparing him with Ashwin and Jadeja in tests, and you go back Bishan Singh Bedi, you go back Kapil Dev,
Yeah.
but I think all formats. I mean, there is no one close to Bumrah. Like, all formats, all conditions, all countries, all
Yes.
continents, any situation. I mean, we saw it in the England Test matches earlier in the year as well. I mean, come on. I mean, that guy doesn't let anyone take a breather. He's absolutely
No.
magnificent.
No, I agree with you. All format, he's the best bowler in the world. When you look at all format, his adjustment to the different formats. So I love the Andrew Fernando's article in Crick Info that if you change the color of the ball and the color of the clothing, the delivery to Hendricks, you might have thought, yeah, that's just a test cricket.
Yep.
Like that ball was so good that it is. His length. Bumrah's length is so good that it wouldn't be out of place in Test cricket. You think he's bowling in Test matches. His ability to adjust length and his tactics according to the situation and the format is just unreal. If he plays a Test match tomorrow, he'll go into a length, hit a length all day,
Oh, I can't
move the
wait
ball
to.
either way.
I mean,
Yeah.
why did you have to say that? I can't wait to watch Bumrah in Red Ball again now. Test matches can't
Yeah.
come soon enough. I mean,
Oh,
we're still a couple
maybe
of
if
months away for
India,
India Test
if India
matches.
give him India give him a rest for the Border
Yeah.
Gavaskar Trophy. I reckon
Oh,
just give him a rest. manage him.
that's not happening. That's not
Nah,
happening. But
that'll be tough. That's going to be a great series. And dealing with Bumrah, look, the whole India attack is very strong, but how do you deal with Bumrah? That's going to be difficult. You know,
absolutely.
if Steve Smith thought opening was hard last summer, he's in for a whole nother challenge this
If
summer.
Steve Smith opens, I mean, let me tell you, if Steve Smith opens, we have Siraj as well, who's pretty good in with Red Ball,
Of course,
and especially he's going to enjoy Australian pitches. So let's see what happens.
Steve Smith, I think, will open in that. I don't think you can drop Green after what he did in New Zealand at number 4. So it's going to be a huge challenge for Smudge.
It's going to be fun.
But I'm sure we'll talk more about that series as it comes closer. But yeah, that Bumrah. across formats, ability to adjust, ability to set up players. For example, like he bowled the first ball he bowled to Quinton de Kock, slid away from the bat, went across him, and then the ball to Hendricks. It feels like it's going to go that same direction, straightens, hits off stump. That's an unplayable delivery, particularly for your first ball against a particular bowler. To get a ball like that,
Mm.
you just have to hold your hand up and say, "There's nothing I can do about it. There's
Yeah.
nothing I can do about it." And a lot of players are in that position against Bumrah.
Yep. I mean,
And it's great to
someone like
see. Yeah,
a
he gets
even
the
someone like a
appreciation he
Virat
deserves.
Kohli or Rohit Sharma would have missed that ball. I mean, it was
Yeah.
that good.
Oh, for sure. Anyone. You think that at that pace, the ball's coming into you to middle and leg, and you're shaping up for a middle and leg delivery, and then it straightens. Credit to Hendricks, he played the ball straight. You know, he could have easily tried to
Yeah.
flick that to mid wicket and get ball. He played it straight. That's fair play to him, but still got out.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
And what do you
That's
do?
how good he is.
You just shrug your shoulders and just go off.
You just shrug your shoulders and say, "It is what it is, man."
Yep.
Like, incredible. And it's great to see he gets the appreciation he deserves all over social media. India know the gem that they have,
Yep. Yep.
and the rest of the attack sort of benefits,
Mm.
because I know that a lot of the bowlers get wickets after a Bumrah over.
Yeah,
That's not a
absolutely. And
coincidence.
Arshdeep said that in an interview after the game, I think.
Yes, yes,
What has been his success story this World Cup? And he just said that, oh, nothing. I just go and put the ball in the right areas because Bumrah from the other end has already done the job. And I
yep,
just so batsmen feel like they can take risks off of me, and then I get the wicket. So all I have to do is
exactly
just
right.
bowl well.
Exactly right. Bumrah got 15 wickets, but in reality, he got so many more
Yeah,
because he set up for others.
absolutely,
Um,
absolutely.
I still can't believe he took more wickets than he conceded in boundaries. That he
Oh,
conceded 12 boundaries.
oh, I saw that. I saw
I,
that stat, and I was like, that
I
is
don't.
that is so bizarre.
Yeah, I
And what
can't
do you
believe
do?
that. You don't see that in this era.
I mean,
It's just
he
crazy.
bowled like 110 dot balls, and
Yeah, it was 110 dot balls out of 178. So it
yeah,
was
and
about
gave
what
away 120
61%.
runs or something. And
So 124 runs, and according to Cricinfo, 32 of them were not in control. So the sort of an edge or a sort of a
uh,
mistimed shot or whatever. So 26 of those runs, or no, 32 of those runs, 26% were not in control. So just unbelievable, man. Just unbelievable. So what a tournament from him. What a tournament from India.
I mean, it's
Um,
been absolutely brilliant.
yeah. So congratulations to you. The drought
Well,
is over now.
yes, it
11
is.
years.
And I mean,
I can't use that against you anymore.
let's knock off 3 or 4 more in the next 3 or 4 years. It feels funny to say that, but there are 3 or 4 World Cups in the next 3 or 4 years. So,
Yeah, there's
um,
there's there's a tournament. There's a big tournament every year.
yeah,
And look, this could really lift the mental hurdle for India and get them really going and get more trophies
yeah.
over the coming years. You definitely, I
Maybe
have
reach
no doubt.
Australia with a target of 10, hopefully. We already have 6. Um,
What's this? The 50 over World Cups.
yeah, so 250 overs, 220 overs, 2 Champions trophies.
Yeah. So you still got a bit of catching up to do to us.
Yep.
We've
That's
got
what I'm
two
saying.
Champions
Like in
trophies
the
as
next
well.
4 or 5 years, hopefully we'll
Yeah.
be there.
Hopefully not. Hopefully not. I can't use the 11-year drought against you anymore. And yeah, let's hope India don't catch up too quickly.
Yeah.
There's World Test. The Border Gavaskar Trophy could have a big say on who's in the World Test Championship final as well in this cycle. But it should be a lot of fun. It should be a lot of fun to see what happens in the coming years when it comes to ICC trophies.
Yep. All right. Charbel,
Thanks, Nash.
thank you. We are the
Congratulations.
champions. We'll be
You are
doing
in
this
the
again. The English summer is starting in a few days,
yes.
and really looking forward to some red ball cricket as well now. So let's get back to
Can't
it.
wait.
We'll be here discussing that, and watch us on YouTube, hear us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Instagram Reels, and YouTube Shorts as well. Thank you to all the listeners. Thank you to all the viewers. Thank you, Charbel.